Hey guys, this is the reading of the text this week from my view, and it is La Culebra, the snake. Um, I'm going to read through this for you guys, and I'm gonna pause at certain points and kind of just talk about the elements of a drama. So first things first, I pull down here and I can see from multicultural plays for children, so I can go, oh well, that's from a play, and then I start off right here. Running time of show, approximate 15 minutes. So that means it's a play that's going to last 15 minutes. Rehearsal time needed, 6 to 8 hours. Well, if I'm reading a normal book, I don't need to worry about. If I'm reading prose, I don't need to worry about rehearsal time, right? Because we're not rehearsing to act out a book or certain prose. 2 to 4 hours to create stuff. Um, Cast size minimum 5 plus abuela narrator. So you need at least a cast size. Cast is the people doing the play, and there's maximum of 20 to 25 people. That's gonna be a big play. Gender of characters. It says Campesino is a male farmer and Esposa is his wife. Galina is a hen. All other characters can be played as male or female. And then I see characters. Abuela, abuelo is a narrator. Grandmother, grandfather. Nieto, nieta. Grandson, granddaughter. Burro, donkey. Galina. Maybe it's gallina. Chicken, hen. Perros, dog. Culebra, snake. Campesino, farmer. Coyote, esposa. Wife of the farmer. So I can see it's laying all of that information out for me. I can see on this first page that this text or this this text consists of helpful information for performing the play, guys. It tells me the rehearsal and production times. It tells me how long that will take to prepare. There's plenty of information on this page to help me decide whether to produce the play. I have to keep this information in mind as I read. It will help me think about and visualize the drama. Okay. So let's start right here. Setting. It starts off with setting, a small farm in Mexico. There needs to not be a set, but there will need to be places where Campesino can escape coyote. A couple of sturdy tables can serve as a house and barn with cloth hanging down the front, and Campesino can escape to the rooftops. A backdrop of a Mexican farm is optional. Lights up, burro, gallina, and perros enter and stand around the barnyard. Abuela enters and stands to one side watching. Nieto enters and goes up to burro. So guys, this setting. First off, remember setting is the place, the time and place that a story takes place. Okay? Where and when a story takes place. And we have the setting right there. And this setting describes the bare minimum needed for a set, for what should be on stage. But I'd like to be more creative than that personally. Like, what does the farm actually look like? What season of the year is it? Thinking about these and similar questions will help me imagine the characters and the events in the play more fully. Nieto, hola, señor Burro, ¿habla español? Hee-haw, hee-haw. Hola, señor Gallina, ¿habla español? Block, 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 block. Hola, perros, ¿hablan español? Woof, woof. Nieto, frustrated. Doesn't anyone around here speak Spanish? Abuela comes over to her. I do. Hola, Nieto. Hello, grandson. Hola, Abuela. Hello, grandmother. Nieto. And you see how it has the names in bold right here? That's who's talking. So it's telling me who's talking, whose lines, who should be speaking the lines. Nieto, did you know there was a time when nobody in Mexico spoke Spanish? When the Aztecs lived here, they spoke a language called Nahuatl. I don't know if I have a pronunciation for that. Nahuatl. And before that, there was a time when humans and Los Animales spoke the same language. Would you like to talk with Los Animales, Nieto? Sí. You can learn a lot from Los Animales. When Los Animales were able to talk with children, Los Niños, the children were a lot smarter and more sensitive. Back then, Los Niños didn't ask for money in exchange for a favor. They were not demanding and did not throw tantrums. The snake, La Culebra, taught them these things. I will tell you a story about La Culebra. This happened a long time ago. Animales exit. Abuela stands to one side while Nieto either stands with her throughout the play or goes backstage in order to play another character. So there's stage directions there, guys. Kind of telling me what's going on. I'm glad that there are a lot of Spanish words in this dialogue. It makes the play a lot more interesting to me. And if it looks as if I can probably use context clues, right? We've been talking about this week, to figure out what words in another language mean. Because if I look here, los niños, the children. If I don't know what niños means, I can at least go los niños, huh? The children were like, oh, we're talking about children. In a small town in Mexico called San Miguel Tejocote, there was once a terrible windstorm. And then sound effects. Windstorm. Culebra enters and lies down, center, and a large tree trunk is placed over her. Sound effects end. There's stage directions, guys. Later that day, El Campesino, the farmer, was working on his land when he heard someone screaming. Campesino enters with hoe. Culebra screaming, "Ay, socorro! Ay, socorro!" Abuela, La Culebra was trapped under a tree trunk and would surely die if she was not released. Campesino goes through the Culebra and lifts the tree off her. Culebra shakes off the splinters. Culebra, gracias. Now I'm going to eat you. Te voy a corner. So it is interesting that in the beginning of the play, the animals make animal noises. But when Abuela is telling the story, they're speaking like humans, right? It's interesting. And then he says, I'm going to eat him. Ay, socorro, ay, socorro. Campesino finds a safe place, such as on a rooftop. But I saved your life. See, but remember the old proverb, if you do a good deed, in return something bad will happen to you. Is that really what happens? Is that the saying? I don't think that's really the saying. El Campesino tried to explain that La Culebra had it all wrong, that if you do good, then good will come back to you in return. But La Culebra would not agree and insisted on eating El Campesino in return for saving her life. They argued for some time until finally they agreed to ask tres animales, 3 animals, for their opinions on the matter. If they all agreed with La Culebra, then she would eat El Campesino. They walked around the farm until they found un burro, a donkey. Burro enters and Campesino and Culebra walk over to him. So as I read, I'm going to think of questions I have about the text. I'm going to circle paragraphs 17 and 20 because I'm surprised by the snake's reaction to being saved. Because I think that's really interesting. Hola, Señor Burro. Hola, Campesina. Hola, Culebra. Is it true that if you do a good deed, in return something bad will happen to you? Burro thinks a moment. See, I've worked hard all my life, but when I get old, they will surely kill me for my skin. So if you do a good deed, in return something bad will happen to you. At least that's so for burros. Te voy a comer, Culebra says that. Campesino, ay, socorro, ay, socorro. Culebra chases Campesino and Burro, joins the chase until Campesino finds a safe place. You can see him running from the snake and the donkey. Campesino, but we still have 2 more animales to ask. That was the deal. This play includes animals that talk and act like humans. It makes me wonder what kind of costumes we can use to perform the play. It helps me to think of other plays or musicals I've seen that have actors playing animals. Maybe think of like a live-action Lion King, something like that, or Jungle Book. They continued on. Abuela starts narrating again. They continued on their way, and after a while they met una gallina, a chicken. Gallina enters and walks over to her. Campesino, Culebra, and Burro. Hola, señora gallina. Gallina. Hola, campesina. Hola, Culebra. Hola, Burro. Campesino, Culebra, and Burro. Is it true that if you do a good deed, in return something bad will happen to you? Gallina thinks a moment. See, I lay eggs every day for people to eat. But when I get old, they will surely kill me and make me into chicken soup. So if you do a good deed, in return something bad will happen to you. At least that's so for gallinas. Te voy a comer. Ay, socorro, ay, socorro. Culebra chases Campesino, and Burro and Gallina join the chase until Campesino finds a safe place. Campesino, but we still have 1 more animale to ask. That was the deal. Culebra, see. I'm noticing a pattern in the structure of this play, guys. So every time the group comes to a new animal, they say hello together, and the new animal says hi to every other character. Then the new animal ends up joining the group and like running with them. I'm going to pay attention to paragraphs 31 and 32 there and see if this pattern continues throughout the story. Or I guess I'll see what it like in the 40s here when they meet the new animal. Hola, coyote. Oh, after a while, they meet un coyote, a coyote. Coyote enters and the others walk up to him. Campesino, Culebra, Burro, and Gallina. Hola, Coyote. Hola, Campesino. Hola, Culebra. Hola, Burro. Hola, Gallina. So that's the same structure that I just noticed. Campesino, Culebra, Burro, and Gallina. Is it true that if you do a good deed in return, something bad will happen to you? Coyote. How would I know? Everyone knows Coyote never does a good deed. All. But you have to decide. You're the last animal. Then when it says all, guys, like that, that means all are talking at once. So the coyote's reaction is surprising because it's different from the reaction of the first two animals. I'm going to go ahead and activate my background knowledge about what I know about coyotes, because coyotes are kind of known as tricksters in folktales and stuff like that. But yeah, besides, I'm getting hungry, Culebra says. Coyote thinks a moment. You must show me exactly how it was. Abuela. And so they went back and put the tree trunk on top of La Culebra just like it was before. They do so. Coyote to Culebra. Can you move now? Culebra. No. Coyote, are you sure? Of course I'm sure I can't move. Not even un poco? A little? No, not even un poco. Coyote. So now you're just like at the beginning. The good deed is undone. Therefore you cannot eat him. See? Culebra sighs, outsmarted. See? Abuela. Satisfied that the matter was solved, everyone went back to their business about the farm. Coyote did trick him. So this page reveals how the coyote tricked the snake. How will the actors playing these two characters say the lines? What emotions are the characters feeling? I mean, if it was me reading the lines, I would feel and act proud like I got the best of them, and the snake should be upset and angry, right? Because he got tricked. Campesino to Coyote. Gracias, Coyote, you saved my life. Coyote with false sweetness. Well, I believe that we should all help each other in this world. Just look at me, I'm sick. I'm so sick and faint with hunger. But you can help me. Campesino. How? Coyote. Bring me 2 borregos, 2 of your best sheep. When I eat them, I will feel better. Campesino. Si. Coyote exit while Campesino goes to his house as Esposa enters. Meanwhile, Culebra can either exit or stay in place under the log until the end of the play. So, as an actor, I want you guys to think about this. If you're an actor, how would you read paragraph 58 there, where the coyote says that? Would you read it like I just did? Or, what does the stage direction tell you about the coyote's tone? With false sweetness, right? So you're like, hey, kind of, fake like that. Because false sweetness. El Campesino went home and told his wife Esposa the whole story. Esposa, you're crazy. Estás loco. Campesino, just give Coyote 2 borregos. Campesino exit. Esposa, those coyotes are tricky, but I know how to deal with them. Calls out, Perros, perros. Perros enter, barking. Perros? Si, senora. Esposa, get in the sack, por favor. Perros, si, senora. Perros get in the sack. Campesino enters. Esposa, here they are, 2 borregos. Gracias. Esposa exit, but watches the following scene from a hiding place. Coyote enters. Campesino, here they are, 2 borregos. The farmer's wife is too wise to be fooled by the coyote here, guys. You notice that? So what other character in this play is wise like the farmer's wife? I personally can only think of the abuela, but she's just telling the story. So I'm not yet sure how wise she really is, Coyote, gracias. Coyote opens the sack. Perros jump out barking and snapping and chase Coyote. Coyote, ay, socorro, ay, socorro. Coyote finds a safe place temporarily. He's kind of out of the screen, right? La Culebra was right. I did a good deed for El Campesino, and in return, something bad happened to me. Perros chase Coyote off stage. All exit. Abuela. And that, Nieto, is the end of the story of La Culebra. Is it true? If so, I will never do any good deeds. No, that's not the way it works. You should always do good deeds, but you should never expect something in return. If you only do good deeds in order to get something back, then you will be tricked like El Coyote. Comprendes? Si. Music begins. La Bamba or other Mexican folk songs. All enter and sing, dance, music ends. All, el fin, the end. So that play ends with a conversation between Abuela and Nieto, just as it began. Even though Abuela has to explain the message of the story to Nieto at the end, I still think that message will stick because the story is kind of memorable, right? Kind of weird. And then at the end, there's on page 310 and 11 for you guys, it's got the dictionary pronunciation. Oh, look, gallina. Okay, have I been saying it? Gallina, not gallina, gallina. Oh, I gotta correct myself there. Gallina. All right, guys. So make sure you please. I hope you've watched this or you followed along because we're going to talk about it during whole group. Okay.